Thanks.
I like all systems. I'm not like a fanboy that picks a system because I like to enjoy Xbox, Nintendo, PlayStation.
Yep, me too. Me too.
I will say though, it is so hard to be an Xbox fan anymore. And
Why?
all my friends just Xbox is dead. All their games are going to other systems. Can you give any advice to the Xbox people out there still? How to? I don't think ever count them out. I think there's some they've made certainly mistakes.
I don't give a fuck.
You don't.
Well, in the sense that I love games, right? Yeah. And so Xbox right now, I've said this before, I have been a fan of Xbox this generation more than PlayStation. That doesn't mean PlayStation hasn't. Okay. Oh, yeah. Because, and not in terms of all their games, because a lot of their games have been terrible. And Sony, even when they miss, other than Concord, they rarely miss badly. It just may not be what you wanted, but it's still a very functional, well-made game. You can't say the same about Xbox. So I'm talking about just they seem more interesting and ambitious, and they're trying a lot of things. And people say, well, that's because they have to. It's like, I don't give a shit what the motivation is. The fact is I get to be the beneficiary of a lot of these kind of what I consider forward-thinking aspects of the industry. So for me, it really, it's about the games, and the more people that can play games, I think that's great. I get the tribalism. I get it's fun. I get it's college football. And I don't mind partaking in that from time to time, but it's just not very interesting right now. It's like, it's everybody gets to play these games. Microsoft is the number one publisher on Sony right now. They had 69%, I think I saw today, of the market on Sony as a publisher. Right. And they've got an amazing year if they can deliver on these games that so far look pretty fucking good. So for me, though, honestly, when I've said this many times, when I see people having PlayStation versus Xbox, it to me, it's like being one of the Fast and the Furious drivers and laughing at high school kids that are, going, my Toyota Camry is better than your Honda Accord. And I'm like, guys, you're driving Accord and Camrys. It's like, if you really want, step the fuck up and game on a PC, and not just because the graphics are the best you're going to get or streaming, but because you can play everything there for the most part, and not just the big stuff, but the weird, quirky, arty shit that you're never going to get on PlayStation. You're never going to get on Xbox. I mean, the best horror game I've ever played is called, oh shit, what's it called? It's from Red Candle Games. It's not called Redemption, is it? It's the one that was banned. You can't buy it on Steam. You can't buy it on GOG. Can't buy it on console because China said they were offended by it.
Okay. It's called Devotion.
The best horror game I've played, and it's so cool. And the only way you can play it is to buy it directly from their store and play it on your PC. So it's like, you know what? All these guys that are out there trying to act like, yeah, I'm a fucking gamer and Xbox is this and PS5 is that. Shut up. Right? I have all the consoles. I like them. They're great. Sony's great first party. I made my bones with Sony. I have nothing but, respect for what they've done to me and for me as a company. But don't act like you guys who are bitching about Xbox, Sony, Switch are the ones sitting at the captain's chair of this conversation, because you're not. You're driving Camrys and Accords, and we're out here fucking racing with Dom and family in the goddamn Miami streets with Fast and Furious with PCs.
You don't think that, like a lot of my friends,
and yes,
it's done deal.
Yes, Tech Protect, clip that shit. Clip that shit, Tech Protect. All right, sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to take up your time, but you're saying that my friends are saying, oh, it's a done deal. They're just going to have to go third party. All their games are on other consoles now. I'm like, never count them out. You never know. Things could change pretty quickly. What if they do it? What if they do the first 4K handheld after Switch 2 or something?
Well, what I'll say is that Phil Spencer has said that, I'm stunned by this, because I kind of am like, why are you guys still making hardware? And he came out the other day and said, we're going to compete. Like, somebody asked him, it may have been that Paris guy. It's like, why would you buy an Xbox at this point then? And he said, well, we're working on some stuff and we're going to compete at the innovation hardware level. And I don't think he means graphics. I think, because that's dated the minute the thing comes out. I think he's talking about, maybe it's an interface issue. Maybe he thinks they can basically make the core gamers version of the Switch, although I would argue that's the Steam Deck, but they can make it for cheaper. I'm not sure what he means, but he is what he's forward-facing, saying to the audience is, we are going to keep making consoles, and we're also going to be putting our shit on everything. But the reason you're going to want an Xbox, you're going to end up it's really innovative hardware that Sony's not going to be able to do. Is that true? I don't fucking know. But that would be the only thing I would tell your friends if they're looking for some kind of argument point. But frankly, until I'll believe it when I see it.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot. That makes me feel better.
Always good to talk to you, buddy. Always good to talk to you. All right. See you soon, sir. Pompish, thank you for the super chat. He says, hey, if you go to bed with an itchy butt, you wake up with a smelly finger. I understand.
I'm sorry, that was a weird way. That comment was weird at the end. Okay, so that was me on Jaffe's stream. If any, I'm gonna be ending. I'm just over an hour. It's at midnight right now, so I got to get to bed. I'm planning to do a power hour tomorrow.